Ladies and gentlemen, rugby league faithful, and fans of high drama, strap yourselves in. Because what unfolded across NRL Round 16 was nothing short of electric. This wasn't just another weekend of footy. No, this was a chapter written in bold, filled with chaos, resurgence, heartbreak, and resilience. Let's start with the Brisbane Broncos. Down by 16, then down by 16 again. Most teams crumble under that kind of scoreboard pressure. But not the Broncos. In front of a roaring 39,042 at Lang Park, they found something special. Twice they clawed their way out of the grave. Twice they punched back when most would have folded. The final score, 34-28. It was a triumph built on belief, grit, and pure Bronco spirit. This wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement. Cronulla, to their credit, came to play. They threw punches early, slick plays, relentless energy, and clinical execution. But somehow, they couldn't put the nail in the coffin. They gave Brisbane too many chances. And the Broncos, they took every single one of them. Up the east coast in Sydney, a storm was brewing. But not from the skies. It came in the form of the Sydney Roosters. The Cowboys walked into the Sydney Football Stadium and walked straight into a whirlwind. The Roosters didn't just win, they obliterated. 42-8. The scoreline says it all, but it doesn't tell the full story. Connor Watson, speaking to ABC Sport, summed it up perfectly. It's been a bit of a slow year to start with, and we're starting to find our feet now. And find them they did. The Roosters were rampant, ruthless, relentless. Everything they touched turned to gold. The Cowboys, meanwhile, looked like a team spiraling. That's now 138 points conceded in just 3 games. Only 26 scored in return. Their season is slipping through their fingers like water through a sieve. They've now slumped to 12th. The Roosters, surging, now sit 7th. But this ladder, this volatile, unpredictable ladder, is far from settled. And then there was the final act of Round 16, the Eels hosting the Titans. A clash that had the makings of a one-sided affair early. Parramatta was surging. The ball was moving. Offloads were flowing. 3 quick tries. And just like that, alarm bells were ringing. Was this going to be another blowout? But hold on. The Titans didn't read the script. They steadied. They rallied. They counterpunched. Isaiah Iongi was electric for the Eels. Every time he touched the ball, something happened. But Kieran Foran, the old warrior, he rolled back the years. He steadied the Titans' ship. He injected composure. And then, Alafiana Khan-Pereira. What a moment. He read the Eels' line like a children's book. Nipped in, snatched the pass like a thief in the night. And then he was gone. 30 meters of sheer acceleration. Eels defenders gave chase but never got close. You could see the panic in their legs, the fear in their eyes. But Khan-Pereira, he just coasted. That kind of speed doesn't panic. It celebrates. Beau Fermor had a shot to level things. But not today. The kick missed. 18-16 it remained. Drama wasn't done. Jamin Jolliffe, stripped or not stripped? That was the question. The referee thought yes. The bunker disagreed. And in that moment, the game swung again. Titans needed it. Deserved it, some would say. But rugby league is a cruel, unforgiving beast. Chris Randall, he stepped up. 20 meters out, ball in hand, no hesitation. He straightened, stepped, juked, twisted, and pierced through like a needle through thread. It was poetry, a solo moment of brilliance. But the Titans weren't immune from blunders. AJ Brimson, wearing the 1 jersey, had a moment he'll want to forget. A bouncing ball, misjudged. It skidded, popped up, and became a nightmare. Zach Lomax lunged and missed. But Charlie Geimer, he pounced, scooped, dived, scored. The Eels were back in control. Kick converted, 18-6. But this was no walk in the park. The Titans refused to lie down. Every set was a battle. Every meter contested. It was end-to-end football, heavy contact, big energy. The crowd, on edge. You could feel it. This wasn't just 2 teams playing. This was pride. This was hunger. Both coaches paced the sidelines. Both knew momentum was swinging like a pendulum. Neither wanted to blink. Every offload from the Eels came with intent. Every kick chase from the Titans came with desperation. The ball pinged around the park like it had a mind of its own. Moments of magic were punctuated by moments of madness. A bad pass here. A heroic tackle there. Brilliance and chaos. Just the way we like it. For the Titans, it was a test of character. They'd been embarrassed before. They'd crumbled under pressure. But here, they showed steel. Even when the game threatened to run away, they clung on. For the Eels, it was about keeping composure. They had flashes of brilliance but lapses in discipline. They needed to close the door, and they did. Just barely. And as the halftime siren sounded, both teams knew, this wasn't over. The Eels pressed, wave after wave. The Titans held, barely. Bodies flying everywhere. It was physical, fast, frenzied. The second half. It promised fireworks. And you had players stepping up all over the park. Junior Paulo bending the line. David Fifita terrorizing edges. Gutherson barking orders, directing traffic. Foran, a general under pressure, standing tall. Mistakes came. Penalties mounted. Emotions rose. The bunker was called upon again. Controversy lingered. Fans fumed. Coaches gestured wildly. The theatre was undeniable. Every minute that passed tightened the screws. This was pressure football. And yet, through it all, both teams continued to throw everything. Titans countered. Eels surged. It was a slugfest. And then, the final whistle. The scoreboard may have spoken. But this was a night where the heart of rugby league was on full display. A night of redemption, passion, speed, and struggle. A night that reminded us why we watch. Round 16 ends not with a whimper, but with a roar. The Broncos rise. The Roosters destroy. The Cowboys crumble. The Eels escape. The Titans fight. And we can't wait for what comes next.